Hello and welcome to race 6 of our little spectator mode experiment on the PS2 from the Sony Studio Liverpool Formula 1 games that they nicked off of EA back in the turn of the century. Was it really that long ago? So 23 years later, about to be 24 as we head into 2025 car launch day. I think this has been quite a lot of fun, and actually it loathes me that they didn't put spectator modes on every other season, because I'd have something to probably amuse my sad little soul for the rest of my days if I could do, for example, one of these seasons on from 2000 to 2024, which is just out. Never mind, Codemasters physics, never mind all that. It doesn't really matter in the spectator mode. What matters is drama. That'd have been great. But they had that strange 3 years hiatus, didn't they? Just as Lewis Hamilton hit the world, we didn't get a Formula 1 game after the 2006 season until the 2010. So we missed those sort of Raikkonen, Massa, Hamilton, Alonso, McLaren, Ferrari years. But in any event, here we are. We're at race 6. And I just wanted to do this intro because it is the last race where my audio really annoyed me, and the simple explanation for that is I recorded them on OBS and I didn't separate the sound channels. Maybe I should have done that, but I've obviously recorded some levels now which work for me. Probably I could use a better microphone because my headset is a little bit tinny, but we're not trying to get 3 million subscribers here. We're just having a little bit of fun. And if literally, one of you sort of sent me a kind message saying that you were enjoying this, if one of you guys gets something out of this, then my work here is done. That's all I care about. This is a kind of a guilty hobby, which I'm going to do to myself, for myself. Do to myself. I'm going to do this to myself, which I'm going to do for myself anyway. And I'm just going to record what I'm doing. And if I can entertain someone late on an evening, why not? So here is the grid for the next race. I've done this because, like I said, it's just a little bit awkward. I've left the music too loud, so you can't really hear what I'm saying on the video. But here's the grid for the next race. You can see that it's one of those good old school proper reverse grid setups where none of who I would consider the 8 contenders for the championship and the 4 teams for the cons are remotely in the top half. Literally, it's a small team lockout. We didn't get our Minardi lockout, which I don't remember having for a while. 1 or 2 of them seems to come into problems and they end up halfway down the grid or something like that. But in any event, Marquez on pole, and probably the nearest contender for a race win is Heinz-Harald Frentzen. And as I said last race, at the end of last race, watch him, because he keeps getting these positions and he is quicker than these guys. So he's going to continue to score if he finds himself in this place. The one that's conspicuous by his absence here is Button, who was dominating PSL's championship up to when I stopped watching it. But then he always started in the top 6 with these guys. So the people who I'm interested in here in this race are Bertie, Verstappen, Lazy, and one other, because they're Marquez. They are the 4 guys who have not scored points. So they'll be on it this week and they'll be hoping to sort themselves out finally some points. Anyway, so here we go. This is the money end of the grid. You have the 8 contenders and the 4 cars, interspersed by the 2 guys that stopped BAR from locking out the points. Certainly as far as the top 4 are concerned at the last race, Heidfeld and Button. Outliers! Crofty has entered the chat, we've got outliers. So they look a little bit vulnerable, but they are a nice little block for the BARs, and if the BARs can get off the line nicely and get ahead of those guys behind them, they're looking at a decent point score here, but they need it. So, without further ado, let's get into the festivities.
We're in Austria. This Grand Prix returned to Formula 1 in 1997 after a 10-year absence with the very picturesque and technical A1 ring. In second place, we have Luciano Berti. Taking up third position is Alonso. And it's fourth position for Gaston Mazacane. It's fifth position for Benoldi. In sixth position, Heinz Harald Frentzen.
Frenzen's got to be a favourite.
Giancarlo Fisichella is on row 4 and in seventh position. Kimi Räikkönen, 8th. Eddie Irvine in 9th. It's 10th place for Jos Verstappen. Jean Alesi is in 11th place. Jarno Trulli is in 12th. Jacques Villeneuve is on row 7. 14th place for Paris.
Caption seems to really
Nick
struggle
Heidfeld in 15th spot. Jenson Button is in 16th
Those two had a
spot.
great race last race.
David Coulthard takes up 17th place. 18th for Rubens Barrichello. In 19th spot is Juan Pablo Montoya.
Come on.
20th is Mika Häkkinen. Ralf Schumacher in 21st place.
Come on. Oh, Schumacher. Michael didn't get a shout out. Crikey, I thought only Tasso Marquez had a lockout on his career. Right, here we go then. Race. I've forgotten. Race number 6. Race number 5. It's race number 6. Off we go. And surely Marquez is going to get dropped by Bertie. And look at that, he's straight past him. Yeah, Mazzacane. I thought Mazzacane, let's have a quick look down the field because this could be an interesting first corner. I think we've all streamed through okay. Mika's dropped already to the two Ferraris, and we've got Bertie, and here comes Mazzacane. Yeah, he's just nailed that. He has nailed that move. Oops. Oh, hang on a minute. Mazzacane. Is that Frentzen? And here comes Frentzen. And as I said, and look, he's blitzed into second place. 3/4 of the way through the first lap. Heinz Harald, he's got to be a favourite here. He's got good points so far this early season. So the two Minardis have now got Fisichella on their backside. Is that Verstappen? How are we getting on here? Goodness me, the Ferraris have dropped. That's Barrichello. Alright, so the big guns are right at the back. So Bertie continuing. Here goes Frentzen. Mazzacane's going to make it after him. See, this is what I was saying at the last race. The quicker guys can get caught and knocked down into melees because they get held up by the slower guy, and then the dudes down the field just stick it on you. I mean, you wait until you see 2002 as well. I mean, this is fairly crazy. And here goes Frentzen. He dropped a few yards back there, didn't he? Fisichella's moving up. Marquez, Alesi in the points. Wow, Alesi's come up from about 10th or 11th. So where's Alonso gone? Alonso has dropped right out, and here comes one of the BARs who doesn't seem to want to register. There he is. Villeneuve's in the points. So Villeneuve, yeah, he started ahead of his teammates, so he's making hay. Verstappen, Alonso, Panis is dropping back. Raikkonen's bogged down. Häkkinen, Barrichello, and now you've got Montoya trying to put honours on Button. Trulli's dropping back. Ralph is not good from the back of the pack, and neither's DC. Is he going to get another? Is he going to get another start at the front of the grid? That'd be cheeky. And here's the battle for the lead. We need to stay here for a while. There's Luciano Berti, who doesn't even register on any of the 2001 captions. It's always De La Rosa. Now it's Bertie, it's Alesi, and it's Marquez, who have not scored points. Frentzen is making slightly heavier weather than I thought, and it's usually when you get to the, you know, because this guy here, Bertie's in clear air, so it's always a little bit more difficult. He's not having to brake or get upset by anyone in front of him. Frentzen's got to get this move done. What is this? I thought that was the two crosses there, but Mazzacane is still making a nuisance of himself. Fisichella having a little bit of a problem. Putting honours on this guy. Just a touch of volume on the engines. I'm going too mad. What's going on back there? Do I see two? Oh, hang on a minute, something's happened at the back, is it? And it has. And Michael has benefited from this, so has Ralph. Oh, and Häkkinen again. And Alonso and Raikkonen all involved in this. Oh, no replays, how frustrating, I want replays. That's where having it on a race director would have helped, but there was an incident at the back. And what have we got here? We've got Michael's going slowly. Why is Michael going slowly? Because he's had an incident with Montoya. That's not good news for either of those two, but it might be next race. So the big guns in the wars. This is a race for the smaller teams. And what have we got? We've got Bertie. I wondered if Austria would throw up a problem. The track's tight. Obviously, a couple of heavy braking zones in here. This battle is just the same as it was, and there's a gap forming here. And Alesi is cottoned onto the back of the lead battle, essentially. So this is where your gap came from. Irvine has just dropped Marquez. Marquez is causing the gap, and you've got a gaggle of cars now that have real chance of good points. Tell you what as well, these two VARs and Michael Schumacher are in a really good spot. Hannes has dropped his teammate somewhere. And look at him, he's flying, wow. So they missed out last race, they didn't score, and they missed out, they needed, with all the other big teams scoring, they've got to run. Villeneuve's already at 9th. But this is, it's ex-Barrichello, I beg your pardon, it's Barrichello who still isn't making much ground. Ralph's tagged along with him. And you've got Trulli and Michael on the back, you've got Coulthard and Michael on the back of the group, and then these guys have all pitted, and Häkkinen, crucially, Montoya's crucially got ahead of Mika. Bear that in mind for the next round. Alonso, he's going to be I'll probably just drive straight past him, right. So, we'll stick with the battle for victory now, we'll stick with these teams. And we have another battle set to rage, and it's which one of these guys can nail Bertie first. Now Bertie and Alesi could score here, which will leave just Marquez, who was the only guy who I wondered. Marquez needs Monaco, he needs to drop back. To be honest, the big guns might still catch him. You might still get an Minardi front row. Those guys at the back might still catch him. So points. Barrichello is up into the points. That means Marquez is dropping at a rate of knots. There he is, and he's getting dropped out by Ralph. And Michael's making moves. So is DC. So here we have the same problem. Frentzen was looking racing. Here he goes, he's got to get this done. He has. Is he? Yeah, Frentzen's through. Frentzen leads. Now you've got Mazzacane, Alesi's drawn back. We're going to get the two. Look at this. So he loses out to Fisichella. And now he's got his teammate. Is he going to do his teammate a favour? That's again, he could score for the second time. But they're catching him now, aren't they? He's ominous looking red in the background there. That has to be Barrichello. And here we go. So you see Frentzen now. He could disappear. He's off already, but he needs to get on with it because Panis might track him. Now are we going to get another move on Bertie? We're going to get a move on the guy attacking Bertie. Once again, Mazzucchelli. See, this is a big roadblock now, and this helps Michael and Ralph and Coulthard, and especially Panis and Villeneuve. Has Fisichella got a move done? Okay, now he's better set to drop Bertie. But look, he's got his moves. There's absolute war going on. Irvine's caught this up now. Yes, it's getting racy again. Look at Ralph, he's flying. He's dropped his brother for now. So here's Frentzen. Here's Bertie with his train behind him. Oh, and Ralph's catching this battle. It's an absolute squabble. Oh, look at this. It's a squabble for that second place. That's a canny there with a narrow line. It didn't help him. Cost him badly. And is that going to allow Panis to run? No, he's got it. Oh, he's gone inside. No, he went outside, sorry. And again, and Schumacher's got... Schumacher is now apart from this battle. Ralph is on the back of it. Villeneuve and Barrichello getting involved in this, and now Alesi is in big trouble. That point score now for Alesi is being eaten up. These guys need to get these moves done before the big red machine comes along. There's one of them, but he's only the medium red machine. There's the big red machine. He's got into the background and he's on the back of my dude, and he keeps nailing us. Go on, Ralph. Look at Panis. Wow. Now Panis is quicker. Look at this. Surely he's going to be straight in the back of him. He is. Is he going to get the move done? If he can get past, he might be able to. He ran there as well. He's got the goal. Through he goes. Now, how far is Frentzen up the road, and can Panis do anything about him? Panis is a little way back. He's got work to do. Here we go. Here's all these guys. Space. Oh, here comes Fizzy. Has he got breathing space? No, because Fisichella has got breathing space on him. And now you're seeing the slower guys tend to drop off quite a bit. And when they get passed by one quick guy, they seem fodder. Now let's see Frentzen across the line. It's always, yeah, here we go. There's the pit lane. So Frentzen crosses the line. Yeah, Panis has got work to do. I think Frentzen's in here. There you go. And Villeneuve. Look at Villeneuve. BAR. Massive score. Not driving like that, you won't know. See, the other teams have these little spurs. Whereas Michael grinds through the field like a beast, the others have their little spurs, and they need to. Wow. It's all going off. I think, here you go, Barrichello and Ralph are at it. Barrichello's got the inside line. Has he? Yes, he has. Yeah, he made that count. Now let's see, because Rubens. Oh, look at Michael. He's a savage, man. He was struggling in the first two races in Australia and Malaysia, of all places. But he's going to nail his teammate. Michael's doing that thing where he drives past people again. He's gone past Ralph. See, Ralph needs to use this inside line and get alongside. Yeah, he can do it. Oh, dearie me. Come on, Ralph, you've got to power past here. I think Ralph should have the pace here. He's got a good run into the first corner. Is Michael going to follow him? Go on, Ralph. There goes Ralph. Oh my God. Come on, Ralph. There he goes. He's up to 6th. Just about. Now he's got to nail Bertie. So Fisichella is leading Villeneuve. Has Villeneuve got the pace to get up to him then? This, I tell you, they're driving really well, the BARs. I knew they'd be strong. So Michael, this is for a points paying position. And it would be something like Michael's 4th score in a row. So he is blitzing through the field. And it's going to be, this is a setup for Monaco, the reverse grid at Monaco. So the boys, the big guys at the back are in for a real treat. Oh well. Ralph's got himself bogged down again. Jeez. There you go. You see, Bertie is being put on the backside still. Villeneuve is starting to just push on Fisichella. Oh, that's not what you want to see. Oh, goodness me, Barrichello's just nailed him. So Frentzen, and still we've got no Panis in the shop. Panis is just creeping, he's creeping towards him slowly. Here we go, final corner I believe. Let's have a look. Round comes Frentzen to complete another lap. Crosses the line and Panis is definitely catching. But not quick enough. Here comes Fisichella holding off Villeneuve. Can BAR get 2 cars on the podium? And Ralph! And Ralph! Come on, Ralph. Come on, Ralph. Now we've got a chance of just, mind you, that's a double point score for the Megas. As they scrap like crazy with each other. Absolutely going for it, and actually the Prosts are still in the ballpark. This Michael this time. I think that Michael would get this move done. He literally scared Bertie out of the way. So unless Villeneuve, well, you know, because Ralph's catching these two as well, so this could kick off again. Barrichello has got a move done, he's up to 7. Bertie now, so it's a fight basically between Bertie and these guys. We're going to find, that's going to be a one between Bertie and those guys. And the crowd, I can hear the crowd clapping. We're in the final 3 laps, I think. at least. This would be great to see if one of these guys could nail someone. Got a little final lap counter. The last race, just when I was waiting for the final lap notice, gave me a random, was it 7th to, you get the top 6, didn't you? It was 7th to 13th or something. 7th to 12th, it was really random. Frentzen has actually lapped Alonso. It's the first time I've seen a lap in. I used to actually consider a lapped car to not receive the bonus of starting on pole. And there you go, Frentzen won. Frentzen wins and Panis is second. And here you go. Oh, look at this. Oh, and is Ralph going to outdrag to the finish line? There's a photo finish. Oh, of course he doesn't. Of course he bloody doesn't. Michael gets 6th, Barrichello 7th, and this is the battle for 8th. I don't even know if, I think that's a, is that still Bertie? Did Bertie get his first point? So there you go, down the field. It's a very interesting front row next race. But here you go, you've got a new winner. We've got a new winner, we've got a new team winner. Eddie Jordan will be ecstatic. And some of the big guys scored again. And Michael got points. He's going to move further ahead of Coulthard. And I think only Ralph. So yeah, so Ralph got 2 points. Wow, is that 1 point on him? Jack, the big move is the BARs in the Constructors' Championship. That will be quite intriguing. Because that's a really big haul of points that. I just want to get one more shot of Frentzen. That's a pretty good one. That's a pretty good one. And then there you go. We have no DNFs. Alonso will get to start. I'm not going to demote cars that are lapped. Because it could be a front where it could be a situation that weren't their fault. So that is Hakkinen and Montoya. So Hakkinen could get Alonso off the line and win, and I guarantee you Montoya gets a bit bogged down there. But I reckon that's another point score for Alonso, and actually it's critical that they are ahead of Marquez. So that'll be interesting for the next race. Monaco it is. So a decent race. I wouldn't say thrilling. I wouldn't say anything to collect in a box set. But a decent race and a brilliant win for Frentzen. Really, to see him sat there second on 3 podiums, 6 points off the leader, and ahead of very fast cars. Fair play to him. It is the nature of the way this series can go. He's kind of towards the back, starting towards the front. Towards the back, starting towards the front. So we'll see if he can sustain this. But up to now, you can't really kind of criticise. So Michael still leads, nice 6-point lead. It's kind of semi-comfortable, but let's see going forwards, because he's the last person I would want to see there in that position. But I'm telling you, this is fairly unpredictable, this stuff, even with the style that I'm doing without the reverse grid and simply taking the result from the race before. It's still not cut in stone that he's going to win this. DC sort of slowing down a little bit in third place, dropping, sitting there 7 points back. Panis makes a big move up, big jump from him, and his teammate sort of semi-follows him, and now you have the BARs sandwiching the Williams there in the sort of middle of the top 10. Barrichello joins the party. His 2 points has jumped him up about 5 places. So Barrichello is now in and around where you'd expect him to be, and Mika is kind of getting there as well. Fair play to Alonso, who is still in the top 10. It might be the last week we see him in the top 10, but he's still keeping the Benettons at bay. And seeing as we're off to the duel in the crown next, as they call it, if any of that stuff's relevant to anybody who isn't royalty in the elite, we have the bottom half of the table. And there you go. Again, I've managed to include those 2 Benettons in there. So there you go. They sit top of the bottom half of the table, and you can see descending down. Truly is probably the guy who's out of place there, but he just can't score points. His teammates are really putting him to the sword, and you have that kind of old school teammate offset there. Although ironically, both of these guys I think are gone by next season. The three guys at the bottom, Bertie got his first point at the last race. The three guys at the bottom still searching for their first score, and I'm not surprised to see Tasso Marquez down there. And the Constructors' Championship. Ferrari now looking good, but it's still only 6 points, and in the Constructors' Championship, anything can happen. I think any of those top 4 teams. I need to see more from McLaren though, despite their numbers there. That those 2 wins and those 3 podiums are a little bit deceiving because their overall form, yeah, I think they're slightly on the edge. BAR's massive point score, their double point score, big hauls as well. Villeneuve's 5th place of the season, by the way. He still hasn't got a podium, but he's got 3 5th places. That massive score has jumped them up next to Williams, and they're only behind on 1 less podium score. So Williams solidly punching away, joint most amount of podiums with, curiously, Jordan and McLaren. As for the rest, you've got Benetton there, the 8 points behind the best of the rest battle for Jordan, which is their target, and Minardi continue to slowly drop, as they haven't scored a point since Alonso's win, and the, shall we say, the bottom 4, minus Prost, just start to close them in a little bit. So we're off to Monaco. Really looking forward to this. I personally think, without giving away any spoilers, up to now it has seemed very experimental. Probably my recording standard and my ability to sort of, comment on the race, I think starts to improve after this one as I get into the speed of what I'm doing. And certainly it just seems as though some more things started happening. But anyway, Monaco's pretty cool. See us there. I'm not going to say anything else. Just see us there, and I hope you enjoyed this race, and thank you for watching.